Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we're in the buffed Baltimore. That's right. With the most recent update, Baltimore got herself a little bit of a buff, and I have to be honest, I didn't really use her much before the update. I earned her and then immediately sort of dropped her to go try to start earning other tech tree ships and never really got to enjoy her. She's not even fully upgraded in this video. But hey, the buffs brought me back to her, and let me tell you, I'm really enjoying playing the Baltimore. I know it's kind of obvious. Baltimore has been a mainstay of this game for a while. Anyways, we're over on Sleeping Giant, and we had a decent game over. This is pulled from our live stream. If you want to join the live stream, we stream every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Twitch link is down in the comments below. We decided to go kind of hide behind this island. Baltimore, very good nose armor, so we want to be able to be in a position that lets us angle in, but be off to the side enough where if someone tried to make a run for it, we have a decent angle. And as we get up, we're just noticing, but at this point in the game on Sleeping Giant, you would normally see some enemies, any sort of enemies. You'd start seeing the battleships, and at this point, it's starting to look like it's sort of all clear up ahead. We finally do get a battleship, but he's going the wrong way. Le Fantastique is out spotted in B. We go ahead and let out our salvo because we were expecting to have to fight for the C flank. Usually C is where the party is at on Two Brothers, just because it does offer enough cover where people feel that they can go ahead and dip, dodge, duck, weave all throughout the area. But today we're not seeing that. Instead, no one decided to push into C, and that's going to give us the clear line to start pushing hard and start flanking. As far as changes to the Baltimore, of course, she did receive that buff. We'll go ahead and go over them now. Main turret traverse speed has been increased from 6 degrees per second to 7 degrees per second. The main battery accuracy was improved by 6%, which, hey, we'll always take a more accurate cruiser. The HE shell maximum damage has been increased from 2,800 to 3,000, and then the AP shell maximum damage has been increased from 5,000 to 5,300, with the shell velocity also increasing from 762 meters per second to 782 meters per second. And all that does is it means we're better able to hit longer range targets and be sort of the prototypical mini battleship that is the US heavy cruiser line. Jean Bart sitting somewhat broadside to us, so we'll go ahead and see what those shells do. Get a couple of decent shots. They're finally starting to do some damage as we're now able to really push in and start opening up those crossfires onto people. Nagato right there, get a couple of hits, and he's really low down. We're going to go ahead and try to finish him off, but I think someone ends up getting there just before us, so sadly we don't get the kill on the Nagato. But hey, we're now fairly well positioned for this game. We do only have one capture point, which is going to start making it so that the other team is accruing points quicker than we are earning them. But as it stands right now, we do have a one ship advantage, and we have at least some decent positioning. We're going to go ahead and start moving down past C. At this point, it's all about exploiting the decision of the other team to not hold this line, to not hold this side. So we just need to start kind of muscling ahead and trying to find where we can start exploiting. So Zuya takes a nice Citadel hit, and we're up to 16k in damage, and now we're able to just kind of squeak that last set of shells over the island before the island becomes too tall and we have to go ahead and wait. We're going to keep AP loaded for the majority of this, just because the majority of these cruisers are more angled and facing dead ahead, so we are getting some decent citadels. Albemarle at about a 45-degree angle, so we're going to go ahead, keep the AP. We already had it loaded, and hit him for 2 citadels, knock out his power. He's down to half health, and now we're going to turn in just in case he decides to turn those guns onto us. He's looking like he's slowly turning around to try to deal with us. We get another citadel. Albemarle not doing the best. Usually she does really well if you can angle her correctly. This captain just seemingly not wanting to try to angle against us, and we will happily take the advantage, though, as we push forward. we are closing up that angle, and it is now becoming more difficult to go ahead and hit those citadels. Suzuya decides to pop his butt out, so we're going to use our tail gun to let him know we still see him. And even though Albemarle is a juicy steak to finish the kill, Suzuya is flat broadside. So we need to go ahead and take as much HP as we can from him, and we just whiff those shots. Commander we're using is Einstein, of course. I really like him for the American cruisers, just because you get both the indicators of, you get both ingenious, so you know how many people are targeting you, and you also get the twist and track-esque perk letting you know where the nearest ship is. And having those two pieces of information is just wonderfully powerful. And that's why I really love them. I was able to pick them up when they went back on sale. I didn't pick them up initially, but then they came back into the shop, and I absolutely jumped on the opportunity to pick him up because I was grinding my way through the tech tree at that point, and he is definitely a very smart pick. We see Wichita, and Wichita is somewhat broadside, and if there's a broadside Wichita, you have to shoot at it. Benson also pops up. We're going to go switch over to HE because we want to go ahead and knock this Benson. We can still see him. He pops some smoke. We go ahead, fire our 3 shells, and then prep to use our radar. We don't want to use it too soon just because we can't see the Benson. So we're going to wait for our reload, for all of our shells to reload, pop it once it's reloaded, and Benson is caught out in the middle, and he is not going to survive being radared down. He's down, and now we have started to sort of push into a dangerous area, because as we can see, we are starting to be surrounded by both sides, and we need to start taking into account the angle of both the Wichita and I think the Albemarle is the other one, but Suzuya is also alive, so we are now kind of the lead target to 3 of these cruisers, and we need to start paying attention. Albemarle is sailing flat broadside, so we're going to go ahead, flip over to AP, because Wichita we're going to just have to go ahead and use HE on because of its strong bow armor, and we're only going to be able to go ahead and burn down. But Albemarle, flat broadside, it has really thick cheek armor and really thick side armor, but you do have to be angled to go ahead and use it. He's not angled. We pick up another 3 citadels, and the majority of those citadels we've gotten so far, we're all on Albemarle. Wichita now sailing towards us, doing a good job of setting us on fire, and we're going to start copying him and move on over to the HE and start just duking it out with the Wichita. Unfortunately, that's all we can really do. None of our teammates really have a decent crossfire on him as of right now, so it is just going to be a slugfest as far as HE goes with us and Wichita. Of course, like I said before, Wichita bow, you can't really shoot through it. We're trying to see if we can go ahead and help our teammate with the Suzuya, because if we can help him, then we can, hopefully our teammate would then be able to help us with Wichita. Unfortunately, we don't have a shot on that enemy Suzuya. We had a small window of one, but not one that is really going to help us. And now we're just going to start slowly pushing in. He goes ahead, sets us on fire again. Luckily, our repair is back in about 10 seconds, and our teammate takes out Suzuya. So now he's going to be able to start hitting the Wichita, and we are doing some really good damage. Or he did a really good set of damage to him, and it's literally just a slugfest. Now, one thing that is happening while all of this is going on, they still have 2 capture points. We're kind of keeping them in check with being able to pull their ships down, but even then, we are still tied up on ships, and our teammates telling us to turn around. At this point, we're just like, we're trying to back up. We can't, if we turn, we're sunk, so we have to go ahead and try just fighting it out in a HE brawl with the Wichita and just be the battle of the bows. But as we are doing this, things are getting bad, and we are on fire, and it's going to be down to 67 hit points is all we have left, and we have an Iowa to still take out. At this point, I don't know how much health he still has, but it is going to be a Suzuya and us with 67 hit points trying to take down an Iowa. And yeah, here we go. We're going to look, and we're like, oh crap, it's an Iowa. So at this point, we have to go ahead and cap and try to cap, but even that, like, by the time we get over to A, the points differential is going to be fairly large, and we probably would not be able to flip it, but we are going to try. We're going to go ahead, kind of follow in our guy, because I think our only hope is that he throws up a plane and spots the Iowa, and we can go ahead and position and hope that he's fairly low, or we go for A, just because there is still 4 minutes, but they are accruing points relatively quickly at this time. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward the game a little. It's very much just sailing and waiting for this Iowa. So we go ahead and wait for the Iowa to pop. We see him there. He's on fairly low health. And by the time we get to this point, we either have two options. One, we could try to go to A, but there's not going to be enough time to flip it and then reaccrue the points differential. So we have to go after that Iowa. Of course, he is still technically a, in quotes, fast battleship, and we don't have too big of a speed advantage on him, so we do have to play this sort of ring around the rosy in order to catch up to him. But when we do, it's very much go time on hitting our shots. We go ahead and switch over to HE, just because the idea that if he is sailing away from us, he's not going to be showing us broadside, and we just want the best chance of hitting any of those shells and having them do damage, given just how low of health he has. We're also going to go ahead and pop our radar just so we're able to see him well before he's able to see us, give us the advantage. One salvo out, and we don't actually end up killing him, though we do set a fire. He still can't see us, so he can't really turn his guns. His guns are away. 4 seconds left in the match, and boom goes the Iowa. That goes ahead and gives us the victory. Baltimore overall, really fun ship. I'm really enjoying her. Can't wait to be able to rank through her and just have some good times with her. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.